Hi there, I am Sarah Colas. Welcome to the Dressing Up podcast, where we talk about all things bridal, dresses, and general dressing up topics. I love to encourage women to dress up while expressing their personal style with confidence on how to do so. Visit sarahcolas.com to book a bridal alterations fitting or even inquire about designing the custom couture bridal gown of your dreams. I'm so excited to talk to you about this next topic. Let's get started. Hey friends, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have two brides I am interviewing all about their weddings. This episode is an interview with bride Alexis and bride Shannon. Both of these women are just so cute and wonderful, and their weddings just sounded like they turned out absolutely amazing. I'm excited to get started chatting with them here real soon, but I just want to talk about something else real quick. So over the winter time is when I do a lot of my podcast recording because, as you can imagine, the busy wedding season kind of prevents me from doing a lot of episodes during that time of the year. So the busy season is beginning here, but I am looking for more people to interview on the podcast. This past winter, I interviewed a lot of wedding vendors and real brides themselves, which has been so much fun and so amazing. But I do want my podcast to kind of have a little bit more content just about fashion in general. So I am looking for influencers, just some of your fashionista friends, just someone that has a unique perspective on fashion. Maybe just for example, you had a friend that was recently pregnant and she had the cutest maternity clothes. Like, I'd love to talk to her about that. Or just someone with just a unique fashion spin. I truly just want to talk about more than just weddings on this podcast. Or you. Do you want to be on the podcast? I swear I would love to interview my listeners. Or here's a wild idea. You can come up with a topic and you interview me. You can come up with a list of 5 to 20 questions and let's just hit record and chit chat. I think that would be fun. I'm literally not even joking too. If you're like, Sarah, I am not a fashionista, but I love listening to your podcast, I would love to have you on it. Like, let's just chit chat. Let's just have some fun. So something I always like to think about with my podcast is just like, very girly fun, like all things feminine. I want it to just kind of be entertaining. This isn't about we're trying to necessarily teach people things. We're not giving fashion 101. We're not how to plan a wedding 101. I'm just trying to basically embody the feeling of if you're at a coffee shop, just like sipping on your coffee, and there's these women that are kind of sitting next to you, and you're just like overhearing their conversation. It's just kind of interesting. That's kind of the vibes I go for here. So I am looking for more interviewees. So if you're interested, please reach out. The best way to reach out would be email hello@sarahcolas.com. The word hello at SARAHKOLIS.com. You can just send an email as simple as, hey, I listen to the podcast. I'd love to be on it. Sarah told me to email you. And then we'll just chit chat from there and figure things out. I know you've heard me say this before, but we have a ton of weddings already booked for 2026 in regards to day of styling. This is where I go to your wedding, steam the dresses out, get them ready for the photographer, help you get dressed. I'm there for any dress mishaps, and help you fluff your gown for all those beautiful photos. Basically become your personal assistant for the rest of the day. You've probably seen me do that on Instagram or you've heard about it, but I just want to say that we're really filling up for 2026. This year, it's really going with a boom. So if you are interested in the service, reach out sooner than later, especially if you have a Friday wedding, because my brides book us 4 months out for bridal alterations. So if you're within that 4-month window, I start to freak out because your date might already be booked with just fittings here in the studio, which is a silly reason to not be at your wedding, but I can't reschedule those. So if you especially have a Friday wedding, please reach out ASAP. And remember, the fall is the busiest time of year. So if you have a fall wedding and you want to book us for a day of styling, please reach out now. We can put like a really quick tentative hold so you don't have to book us right now, but like let's just start the conversation because it breaks my heart when people are in here for their bridal alterations fitting and they're like, oh my goodness, day of styling. I would love to book you for that. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Before we start talking about it, let me check my calendar. I go over and check my calendar and I'm already fully booked with bridal fittings here in the studio. And it just breaks my heart because I would love to be at your wedding. So in reality, we kind of need to book those before you come in for your bridal alterations fittings. But if you have a Saturday or Sunday wedding, and I just so happen to be available last minute, I've had people book me a week before their wedding. And if I'm available, I'll do it. But there's just no guarantees, of course. Also, I truly want to do an out of town wedding. I think that would be fun. I am always looking for reasons to travel. I love traveling, so reach out and I will travel to you. Couple of reminders on bridal alterations fittings as they're coming up. The season is beginning for alterations. So you'll need your dress and shoes for your fitting. If you want to bring your mom or bridesmaid with you and they want to have their dresses altered as well, you don't need to let me know in advance. Just bring the dresses, bring the people, and make sure they bring their shoes as well. Something else that's been super fun lately is the road that the studio is off of is hard enough to find as it is. You know, white mailbox. You look for the white mailbox. But that road is completely under construction. It has been a nightmare, and the construction will continue all the way through November. So, perfectly aligns with bridal season. So, if you're coming for a fitting in the studio, just allow for a little bit of extra time to have to deal with that. If you need to like loop all the way around, it's a nightmare. So, right now, we can only go southbound down the road. Recently, the mailbox was even knocked over. So, even the white mailbox that I tell you to look for, it might be on the ground. But anyway, just allow for a little bit of extra time and go really slow when you're trying to find this space. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with bride Alexis. Here we are with another bride, Mrs. Alexis White. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You were just in today picking up a bridesmaid dress. So I thought, let's just hop on. Let's get to it. You just got married July 5th, right?
Yes.
July 5th. Fabulous. How did it go?
It was wonderful. It was like one of the hottest days of the year. So, luckily, I was able to get the dress all squared away and everything like that, accommodate for those temperatures. But it was wonderful. It was lovely. It was right on the water at the Roostertail here in Detroit.
So good. How was that venue? What was it like for you?
Oh my gosh, like the open concept, not having to like worry about like other people crashing, anything like that with like the security there. It was lovely. So I highly recommend that place. But more importantly, so happy that I'm finally married. That is all behind me and good to go. But now just looking forward to the future.
Yay. Yes, the happily ever after. Something I've also noticed about that venue, because I went to a party there once and I just like know a few people that have interacted with them. Very good customer service, at least from what I can tell from like the actual event day. Did you find that as well with the staff? Good time.
Yes, absolutely. Nicole over there like knows her stuff.
Nicole. Okay.
Yes, she is fabulous. Highly recommend her. She's got Nicole Plan Events on Instagram. She's absolutely fabulous, very responsive. The day of wedding as well, she was able to just be on site. She had an assistant with her. They were constantly asking us, "Do you need water?" They were going to get our signature drinks for us throughout the whole night. Was even asking my parents, my family members if they need anything. We weren't allowed to try the food beforehand, but she was like, "Rest assured, it's going to be so good." That is like the only thing people talk about other than the view of the Rooster Tail is how amazing the food is. So
Gosh, that's
you
awesome.
couldn't go wrong there. Really couldn't.
You know, I would have to agree with that as well. That party I went to was like phenomenal food and drinks, and there's just so much to look at and do, and it was so great. Did you get ready there?
No, so I wanted to get ready at my parents' house. That
Okay.
was like a big thing of mine when I
Hmm.
got married. I was like, I need to get ready. So the night before the wedding, I spent the night at my parents' house. It was just like the four of us, my brother, myself, my parents for the last time, all as the Gok family before I got married. So we got ready there, brought all of my friends, family that came over that were in part of the wedding, and did all of that at the house. Hair
Oh,
and makeup and all.
so good. I love that. I got to get ready at my childhood home too on my wedding day. It's very special. Same thing, like spent the night there, whole family, one last hurrah. It felt
Yeah.
like the Father of the Bride movie, like that last night.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. And then where was your ceremony at?
All at the Rooster Tail.
Oh, it was.
I
Okay,
just made it so simple. So
good.
we had the second level of the venue. So we had the outside section that wasn't on the water, but you were able to see the water behind you. And it was just so pretty. They made it look so fabulous, all the florals, everything like that, which I liked about it too. Nicole over there gave me the florist as well. So I already knew, like going into it, that they knew each other super well. She actually did her wedding too.
Oh,
So
great.
I was like, I just want everyone to get along this day. Like, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a good time. So it made it a lot more at ease going to the
Good.
day.
Just curious, in case we have brides that are listening to this that are getting married at the Rooster Tail, what did you do about like hotel room blocks? Did you have a shuttle for the guests or anything to the hotel, or skip that?
We kind of skipped all of that.
You don't need to do that.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, we did tell them that, like, hey, we're staying at the Westin. That's where we're going to be staying at. Would love for you guys to come out. We were very lucky that a lot of our family live around like the Metro Detroit area.
Good. Yeah.
And they're like, we're just going to Uber and go home. I'm like, that's perfect. Because we had a brunch the next day. So everyone wanted to get a little rowdy, but not too rowdy so that they can enjoy the festivities the following day.
Where was the brunch at?
At my parents' house, right back there.
So cute.
They have a nice little outdoor area, patio. I mean, since it was so hot out, we had the tent from like the open house that we did the previous night as well. So we just had everything set up. We're like, okay, everyone come over to brunch. We'll have burritos, we'll have some fruit, and get all of your stomachs all filled up from the night before.
And I'm sure that all worked out fabulously.
It did.
So brides, listen up. I know there's so many moving parts with a wedding, but you can skip the hotel shuttles.
Yes.
And hotel room blocks altogether, right?
Altogether.
Yeah. The hotel room blocks have gotten really difficult after COVID. They've gotten so strict and the money stuff, and it's just not worth it. So
yeah,
you can just cross that off your list, ladies, if you're getting too stressed out. Okay, so I've got a couple questions for you. First one I don't want to forget. I ask all of my podcast guests this question, which is just a fashion fun question. What is your favorite item in your closet right now? It can be something you wear, accessory, clothing, just something you put on and you're like, I'm so excited to wear this today.
I mean, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't say my wedding ring. So I have to say that. But besides that, I mean, I love a good pair of new sneakers, the New Balance sneakers. I just got those for Christmas. So I'm like, these are my absolute, every time I put them on, like, I just feel so much better.
Good. They're cute and comfy, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, I struggle with that. I love the look of a white sneaker, but they get dirty.
Yeah.
So I just bought a new pair on Black Friday too.
There you go.
It feels so good. But like, you want to start wearing them like in the yucky snow? Not really. So I'm trying to keep them clean. If you could relive one moment on your wedding day, when would that be?
That's a tough one. There's so many moments I can think of. I would say just being with me and my dad right before we were in the limo. And of course, there's always going to be a little bit of a hiccup with it. My van actually didn't have air conditioning on it. So we had to get relocated into another van. And my dad and I decided to just hang out in the van. We could see everyone walk into the wedding.
Aww.
And we were just sitting in the van. It was just the two of us.
That's so cute. Yeah.
And we took like video of us right before we walked down. And my dad, he's definitely a dad because he forgot to press record.
Oh.
So I was like, Dad, you forgot to press record. We got to restart this. We got to redo it. So we're both just laughing, like having a good time. So that moment is probably what I'd relive, is just like having that time with just me and my dad right before walking down the aisle was the best.
And it was like a sneaky spot that no one knew you were there.
Yeah.
You could like just watch everyone.
It was funny because they were like looking at us, but they couldn't see in, but we could see out. And they're like, is that her? Like pointing into like the, and I felt like a movie star. I was like, this is so fun. So
oh, that's great. But now you can relive it with that little video on your phone that you did record.
Exactly.
That's fun. That's cute. What has been the most challenging aspect of wedding planning?
Probably right in the beginning, when you're trying to figure out like all of your vendors, what you're looking for, what your budget is. But once you get all that stuff down pat, then from there, it's pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah. Do you have any particular tips for future brides?
Utilize your resources. If you have friends that have already gotten married, family members, don't feel like you're taking their ideas. Learn from what they did, absorb everything, and then make it your own. But that's what I always recommend. If they need any recommendations, to come to me. I'm an open book. That's behind me. I feel like all like former brides are like that, where it's like, here, I'm an open book. Like,
well, I mean, we want to talk about our weddings.
Like, exactly. Like, let me talk about it.
Yeah. Now that it's happened and now that we're so happy and on the other side and relaxed.
Exactly.
Like, we want to talk about it. I remember feeling that way when we came back from our honeymoon, went on it right away, a week-long honeymoon, came home, and then like you start like talking about the wedding because it's like, okay, I had the wedding, honeymoon, now let's talk about the wedding. I haven't gotten to, and then like even my sisters, like people are just like, oh, you still want to talk about it, Sarah? I'm like, I get to talk about the fun parts now. Everyone wants to talk about your wedding before your wedding because they want to give you advice. They want to like give all their opinions, but now that it's over. So any chance we have to talk about weddings, we will do that.
Yes, for sure. It's a big party.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big deal. It is a big deal. Okay. Highlighting on your wedding dress moment. I'm trying to remember the strap situation because I think we added straps to your dress. Is that right?
So the straps were there, but they were the buttons.
Removable. Yes. Okay. Yeah. This all makes sense because that is something I recommend that A lot of dresses right now are having these like removable straps, which are super delicate. And people are always like, oh, I'll just put them on for the reception, make it easier to dance. They will break. It's just a matter of time. So I recommend sewing them in, which is what we did for you. So did that work out good?
100%.
Yay. Good, good, good. And then something else I'm remembering is that your mom, Barb, we put in a little heart that was blue from her dress.
Yeah.
She was wearing a light blue dress. And we sewed that on the inside front of your dress and ultimately made it pretty small, but it was so stinking cute. Did you like that?
Loved it.
Yeah.
I know, because she wanted to have a little part of it. And like, I wanted to figure out what I could do. We talked about using her veil or something along those lines, maybe a bracelet, earrings. And I was like, what better way than to have just a piece of your dress that's just going to go to waste? You may as well just sew it on me, and then you're close to my heart. It's a heart on the dress. It was beautiful. It worked out perfectly.
I love that idea so much. That is great. Where did she get her dress from, Brett, by the way? Because that was really cute.
I believe she got it from Nordstrom.
From Nordstrom?
I believe so.
All right, check out Nordstrom later. Okay, and then you are not done with your wedding festivities because you have something fun coming up in May.
I do.
Right? Okay, and you're going on your honeymoon to where?
Going to Hawaii. We're going island hopping, Maui, Oahu, Kauai. We're so excited.
It's going to be the full Hawaiian tour.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. What are some things you have planned?
We're in the beginning stages right now, but I know we want to do whale watching. That's a big thing on our list. We want to go. I don't know if it's like considered scuba diving, but definitely snorkeling in there. Just all of like the scenic stuff, the road to Hana we really want to do. Currently downloaded Duolingo so I can learn a little Hawaiian before I go. So I'm definitely going to do that to add that in there just for fun. Why not?
You're going to be like the only person.
It'll be
surrounded by other tourists. They're like, what is she saying?
As long as I know what they're talking about, it's all good.
Oh, that's good. I love that. Yeah, I did the road to Hana actually a couple times. It is fabulous. Funny story on that. So maybe you'll find this when you're going, but we really had to go to the bathroom and there's like no bathrooms because it's all like nature. So we find this little business finally and we pull in and we're like, oh, we just need to use your bathrooms. And they're like, bathrooms are for paying customers only. So we're like, well, what are you selling? They're like, cave tours. We're like, okay, we'll do that. Let us go to the bathroom first. And then we did a cave tour. So I don't know anything about the business name, but like I highly recommend that. It was really cool.
We'll add that to the list. The cave tour.
You're going to be busy.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's so fun.
All right. I want to thank, first and foremost, my mom because she's been the most supportive person when it came to the wedding. She was there early mornings, late nights. I could just call her. She'd get it done. She's like, I just want to take all the load off of you so you can focus on other things.
Mother of the brides, listen to that again, please. Okay, listen to that again. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, also my dad as well. He was the biggest party planner I know. He did that at his former job. So just having him as a resource. So big shout out to Larry. And then, of course, my husband, like shout out to him, just letting me do exactly what I wanted to do for the day. He added his little things that he wanted, but all in all, it was the day exactly how I planned it and wanted it. So shout out to you, Austin.
That's so great. How many siblings do you have?
Just one.
Just a brother?
Just a brother.
Okay.
I can give him a shout out too. Gabriel as well. Give him a shout out as well. Reason I picked why July 5th is my brother's in medical school. So that was the really only weekend because we knew July 4th was actually a Friday in 2025. And then Saturday was the 5th. And we knew for sure he would have those 2 days off. So shout out to you, bro. Crush Medical School. So excited for you in the future to come and big things coming your way.
And make it worth it for her planning her whole wedding around you.
That's literally.
Really nice sister. That's great.
Couldn't have gotten married without him there.
My whole point was that you're the only daughter in your family. So your parents were probably just so extra excited and happy to do all the things that they did. So that is great. But circling back to July 5th, just curious for brides planning their weddings out there, did you come into a lot of holiday weekend fees with your vendors?
Yes.
You did. That was fun, huh?
It was so fun.
So great. And then how was it? Just your thoughts on like a 4th of July time wedding? Like, did you find that people really responded to that well or?
Yeah, I mean, everyone always has their opinions, right?
Yeah.
And
they have to tell you.
And they have, especially the bride. And I'm like, okay, you guys, for real. But I would say it's funny enough, people think that it's cheaper. to get married on a holiday weekend. I'm like,
Ooh.
they go, oh, you did that because it's lower rate. And I was like, actually, first and foremost, rude. Don't say that. Second, no, it's actually more expensive because it's a holiday. So just like when you travel, if you travel on a holiday weekend, is it more expensive? The answer is always yes with that. So I did find that, but people are really accommodating for it. Being able to find vendors wasn't as difficult as I thought, as long as you're planning a year out. If you're planning a year out, you're good to go. Of course, like my best friend's getting married after 5 months of planning, like it gets a little bit more difficult in that sense.
Yes,
but
yes.
if you have a year, don't worry about the holiday stuff. You'll find your people.
Yeah, that's great. So you're going to a wedding in Texas soon. This
I am.
bridesmaid dress one, my best friend, and she's from there. Any more insight on her wedding?
She wanted a winter wedding, so here we are.
Yeah. So it's not snowing over there.
No, I actually just looked. It's going to be 60 degrees on her wedding day.
Okay.
So she always wanted like a winter wedding. She wanted that longer dress look. So
just
that's
the vibes.
yes,
Without the weather.
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of like a fall wedding, I guess,
kind of
for us
cheating.
in Michigan. I don't know.
Yeah. That's cool. Oh, well, that'll be fun. Well, anyway, thank you so much, Alexis. Anything else you want to say just on the podcast? Anything about your wedding? Anything?
Other than thank you, shout out to you for all of your help and everything. I know we always send people your way, and it's for a reason. So absolutely. But no, that's about it. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.
Love it. Thank you. You got your dress at Becker's Bridal in Fowler.
Yes.
By the way, for our listeners. So good experience there?
I had the best experience. So cool story with the dress. It was during one of their trunk shows. And I was like, I don't know about this. We'll see how it goes. The designer actually flew in from overseas and was there. And I put the dress on. I'm like, yep, this is the dress, but I don't like the material. It's like more of an off-white. I want it full-blown white, not ivory. And he goes, yep, absolutely. We're going to do that. We're actually going to take a couple of layers out of this already for you. We're going to add the straps on. And it was like the coolest experience. He took videos, just listening to him talk into it about the dress in itself was like the coolest thing. And I was like, this is the perfect day. So it's my perfect dress.
Oh my gosh, what an experience.
It was so cool.
That's great that Becker's is able to provide that kind of experience because they are a really big shop. So they attract opportunities like that, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. Thank you so much, Alexis, for being on the podcast. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Thanks again.
Thanks. Okay. And next up is Bride Shannon. Okay, everyone, we have Bride Shannon here. Hi. Shannon just got married so recently. It was just on January 10th. Okay, so let's talk about your wedding a little bit. How did it go?
It was honestly the most perfect day. We had such a lovely time. We really had a lot of time with family and friends. And it had been like 50 degrees the day before. We really wanted some snow. And like an hour before the ceremony, it started snowing. So it was great. It was perfect.
Magical. Oh, that's so fun. I love that. So you had the St. John's Atrium.
Yes.
Which is a gorgeous venue around here. So what did you think of that?
The venue was amazing, and we had them leave up the Christmas decorations. And I was like a little worried that since it was like 2 weeks after Christmas, it would feel like too far from the holidays, but it was absolutely beautiful. All the Christmas lights made it feel so magical. And it was like actually really easy for me as a bride because I like barely had to think about decoration. So it was great.
I am so for extending the Christmas season into beyond Christmas as opposed to into Halloween.
I agree.
I'd rather go the January route when it's all yucky and gross outside. And I am all for that. Actually, my Christmas tree is still up. So we got to work on that. Okay, great. So you got your dress from Bombshell Bridal.
Yes.
Tell us about that. How was your experience?
It was actually so great. I would recommend it highly to anybody who's nervous about not being a sample size. So I've never been a sample size. Shopping can be a little bit stressful for me sometimes.
Yeah.
But this was such a good experience. It felt no different than any of the other bridal appointments I've been to with friends. And my family really loved it. And I got to try on every dress that I was interested in. And most of them were actually big and they had to clip me into them. So I think that for people of many different sizes, they would have many options to try on in real time. It was amazing. I loved it. I had a great time. I loved my dress. So it was perfect.
Yay. So good. So we did pretty much the standard alterations with you. One being we took in the waist a lot and then you tried it on, decided it was too tight. So we let it out a little bit, did another appointment. you decided you loved it in person, but I'm just curious because you had a strapless dress. They always say they're going to stretch out. Did you feel like your dress stretched out by the end of the night? I'm just curious.
A little bit.
Okay.
Like you said, we took it in a lot.
Mhm.
Then it was really tight. We
Mhm.
let it out a tiny bit.
Mhm.
And when we let it out a tiny bit, it made like a really big difference in how comfortable the dress was, such that I didn't really notice my dress much throughout the day. But I do think it stretched a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty quickly, like in the first 2 hours that I was wearing
Yeah.
it, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I kind of always think about. And I like hearing your feedback because I don't get to talk to the bride super often after the wedding, and yours was a good example of that. So good to know. But was it comfortable dancing in it? All that was good?
Yeah, I was nervous because the skirt was really big,
Mhm.
that I wouldn't be able to dance, but honestly, you just kind of make it work. It was super fun. And it totally covered my feet. So I took my shoes off 20 minutes into my reception, and I do not regret that choice.
Love it. The inevitable. Yeah. At that point, you just want to have fun and get dancing. So something I thought was kind of fun about your wedding was you got ready at your parents' house in Ann Arbor.
Mhm.
And first of all, that's rare. People don't get ready at their parents' houses much anymore, let alone like their own houses and everything. But you had one bridesmaid,
Mhm.
and you had how many girls getting ready at your mom's
I
house?
think there were 24
24?
other girls there.
How did that go? I want to hear the aftermath of that. How did it all
It
happen?
was so fun. So when we were kind of thinking about bridal parties, my fiance, my husband,
Your husband.
my husband, my husband has a few really close, good friends, but they're like scattered kind of all over the country. A lot of them were kind of having babies. Like it was the middle of winter. I grew up in Ann Arbor. I went to all of my education in Ann Arbor, all the way through medical school. And so I have like a ton of people
Wow.
here. It's like a really lucky thing. And so we were like kind of stressed about balancing the party sizes. And I also just kind of didn't want my friends to have any stress about participating in my wedding. And so I decided to just have my sister in my wedding. And that really freed me to invite everybody that I wanted to be involved without having to be stressed about numbers. Multiple of my friends were pregnant. We didn't have to stress about their bridesmaids' dresses. One of my friends had a baby 2 weeks before my wedding. The baby was also there getting ready with us.
25 then.
It just really allowed like all of my friends to be comfortable, to be happy, to love what they were wearing, to be as involved as their schedule allowed or as tangentially involved as their schedule allowed without any like guilt. And I'm really happy that we made that choice. We had so much fun getting ready. People were like in and out all morning. We had brunch together and it was just really like, it was cozy.
That is so fun. You truly just picked out like the most fun part about having bridesmaids and like took away all the other stressful things. So I think your girls probably loved it.
It was really, I loved it. It was really
Yeah.
fun.
Did it just feel like one big party that morning? Just like
Yeah,
girl time.
it
That's
did.
fun. Oh, I love that so much. I actually am very fortunate that a few of my close friends that I wasn't a bridesmaid in their wedding, they invited me to get ready with them, which was so much fun. And I like loved that in every way. And then I could wear whatever I wanted and just be there for the fun part. So I am all for that. I am all for that. I wish we could make that more normal even. Did you have hair and makeup and everything for?
Yeah, I did. So actually,
Yeah.
a friend of a friend who has become my friend over several weddings that I've been in that she's done my makeup for,
Yeah.
did my makeup, and a few other people who she also knows did their makeup. But we then had like a hair and makeup team with several people from one salon in Plymouth, Salon Omnia in Plymouth,
Okay.
that they did a really excellent job. They were super flexible. They showed up, they set up shop in my basement, and people just kind of like cycled in and out when there was like a spot open. It worked really well.
Great.
They finished like, I think like 11 girls got their hair done and 8 or 9 got makeup done. So like about half and half did like their own and half had it done professionally. And they got everyone done in time. It was like really great.
You know, with how low stress that is, knowing that they're not bridesmaids, was there even like a hair and makeup schedule? Or was it just like the chair's there, go for it? Who's next?
I am a pretty type A
Okay.
person. So
Okay.
I had like actually a color coded schedule.
I love
But we didn't end up following the color coded schedule.
Okay. Well, we had it if we knew
It was like kind of like the pirate code. It was there as a guideline.
Yes. Yes. That's so great.
We like 50-50 stuck to the schedule and people kind of just like moved spots around as it ended up working out that morning.
Yeah.
So
I bet the hair and makeup people loved it too because they probably weren't nearly as stressed either. Who is this friend? You said she's based in Lansing, the makeup artist friend. What is her name?
Andrea Fontana Beauty is her company, and she mostly does summer weddings. I think that she doesn't usually do winter weddings, but I know her, and so she did my wedding. And her philosophy of makeup is to have a really natural bridal look, and I wanted to look like myself, but just an elevated version of myself. And so she did a really great job. I loved my makeup. I've loved my makeup every time she's done it, but this time was definitely my favorite.
Yeah. Okay. For our listeners, I am going to link that in the show notes so you can see her website. Does she have a website?
She does, and she has a pretty active Instagram.
Okay, perfect. I'll link that. Fantastic. Okay, I need to ask you the question that I ask all of my podcast guests, and I don't want to make sure I don't forget. What is your favorite item in your closet right now?
I knew you were going to ask me this question. I was thinking about it on the drive over. So I wear like scrubs like 90% of the time. I'm a resident. I'm in the hospital all the time. But I did actually purchase a new dress for a Christmas party this year that now I'm just like trying to find ways to wear because I love it. It's green velvet with a like mock neck turtleneck top. And it's from Eloquy. And it just like fits like a glove. It's really fun. It feels really fancy and it's kind of unique. So it's my favorite item right now.
Really fun one. Well, St. Patrick's Day, that might work.
True. That's I guess I could.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. That's great. And you got back semi-recently from
St. Lucia
honeymoon, St. Lucia. Great. And how did all that go?
It was really great. We like had planned some excursions and we ended up going only on one of the excursions because we just really loved the resort. I read 4 books. We spent a ton of time.
4 books on your honeymoon.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My husband only read 1, but it was a much longer book than mine.
Oh, like novels.
Yeah.
You were so funny. I love that.
It was really great. So we just like relaxed, we like really disconnected from all of our work stuff and just kind of spent time together in the sun. And it was like snowing here.
Yes.
We left.
Let it snow. Let it snow.
And we got home. There was a foot of snow in our driveway. So that was a bummer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Back to reality.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. That was January. And the weather down there was great.
Yeah, so actually we were nervous because the forecast said rain every day. And we were like, just our luck. But it never rained more than like 15 minutes at a time. It's kind of like the tropical rain. So I would say most days it rained, but for like 15 minutes. And the rest of the day it was like perfect.
Totally manageable.
Yeah.
Just water the plants and get out. And just for people's reference, if people are listening to this episode and honeymoon shopping, what was the resort you went to and would you recommend them?
Yeah, so it was called Calabash Cove and my husband found it. It's like a little boutique resort. So it's like not one of the bigger resorts on the island, which actually I would totally recommend. There are like 25 rooms. We had one of the like swim out rooms.
Wow.
And so basically there's like at most 50 people there at a time. And so we had like a private pool basically. There was like never more than 10 people in the pool. With a swim up bar and a really beautiful view of the beach. So I would definitely recommend it. It was a perfect honeymoon spot.
Oh, wow. Good place to read books.
Yeah. If you like reading, it's a good place to read books.
That's great. And how far was it from the airport? How was that?
It was actually really far from the airport. It was an hour and a half from the airport.
Oh, that's not that bad. Some I've heard are 4 hours. So, okay, hour and a half.
So the hour and a half wasn't that bad, but the roads are like extremely windy. And like many guests commented that they got a little motion sick on the drive over. I was definitely really car sick on the drive over. So that was the only downside was that we had to go through like a really windy part.
Did this resort have transportation for you guys?
They set it up for us.
Oh, good. Good. That's so fun. I'm so happy for you. That's great. Okay, let me look at my list of typical questions. Okay, if you could relive one moment on your wedding day, when would that be?
I really felt actually like I was like pretty present in all of the moments of my wedding day and I enjoyed every minute of it. But I think the most magical moment of it was like getting to the end of the aisle where my almost husband at that point was waiting for me and just kind of like, you know, that like realization that like, this was really real. We were like actually about to like make these promises to each other and it just felt really sacred and special and all of our family was there with us and we were just surrounded by people who loved us in a place where a beautiful chapel, the chapel at St. John's, is gorgeous. And that was like the moment that my wedding day felt like it had arrived. So I think I would just go back to the minute when I got to the end of the aisle.
Oh, that's so good. It's truly a once in a lifetime moment and it happens so quickly. It just like flashes by. It's amazing. I also want to ask you at St. John's in the atrium, did you do that grand entrance down the staircase?
We did. Yes.
How was that?
It was actually nerve-wracking
to
walk down the stairs, but I think it was like the perfect fairy tale kind of entrance. I did not trip. That's what I was afraid would happen. And it was actually really good. So I felt like St. John's really helped make my night flow very seamlessly for my guests. And so we did the entrance down the staircase, went straight to our cake, which was like waiting in the dance floor for us, and did the cake cutting like right away. And then, so that was just like out of the way. So it was like we went down the stairs, passed the cake, cut the cake, went to our table, and then dinner service started. So it was like very seamless and it flowed.
So when did you do speeches or did you not?
We did do speeches during entrees. So once everybody had their dinner.
Okay, that actually sounds nice as a wedding guest to like not have to like sit there starving before food's served to listen to speeches. So that's good. Okay, and what would you say, at least for you, was the most challenging aspect of wedding planning?
I feel like I just really got decision fatigue after a while. And my husband like really wanted to be involved in wedding planning, and he did a lot. Like he planned the rehearsal dinner, he did all the like logistics of getting the marriage license, but just like a lot of the stuff just like he couldn't make the decision about. And so I ended up like just having to really trust my vendors and just kind of eventually be like, I picked you because I like your style. I can't make any more decisions about the flowers.
Yeah.
Here's the budget. Please make it pretty. And I really feel like my vendors came through, but that was the most stressful part of wedding planning for me, was just like having to constantly make decisions about things that I actually don't feel like I know enough to care about.
Yeah. Yeah. If you could go back and give yourself advice on how to help with that problem, what would you say?
That most of the decisions that felt important actually didn't impact the day very much at all. Or even like what song we were going to dance to for our first dance. I like agonized over it. My husband and I argued about it like 2 weeks before the wedding, and we never, that was like our like third argument of life. Like we don't argue very much.
I love it.
Like we
it's getting real.
Yeah, I was like really stressed about it, and actually it just kind of didn't matter. Like the things that really mattered are like the people who are there, like that my guests have, you know, an enjoyable time, that my family members are able to be present and not worried about details, and that I wake up the next morning married. Yeah. Which I did. And the rest of it is just kind of icing on the cake.
So right. Wake up the next morning married. Check. That's good. I also think this is a lesson learned for people that are listening to this podcast, that you have a friend getting married, a sibling, a child of yours, a cousin, whoever. Just try not to ask them too many questions about their wedding.
Yeah. Like one thing, people like really wanted me to give them like input on their outfits. And I was like, I thought that by like not having bridesmaids, I like kind of had gotten rid of that problem. But like every person like asked me to like approve their dress or like give input on what they were going to wear. And I was like, I just want you to be comfortable and happy, and I do not care. Like, literally if someone had shown up wearing white to my wedding, I would not have cared.
Wow.
That is how much I was like, please.
I would have kicked them out, but yeah.
Please just wear what you want. Everybody was like my mom, my sister. I think they just like wanted to make my vision happen. And I was like, my vision is more about the vibe of the day and not about like all these specific things. That's totally true. If someone is not giving you all of the information that you need, maybe it's because they just would love for you to take on a little bit of the decision making.
I find that happens a lot with mothers, especially like mother of the grooms. They like so badly want to please the bride, which is so nice. But genuinely, I think a high majority of brides do not, they care, but they don't care what color you're wearing. I don't think that's a huge deal. I mean, and people like will even say like, oh, the bridesmaid dresses are blue, so I can't wear blue either. I'm like, you're not going to get mistaken for a bridesmaid. I'm sorry. You're just not. So I say, just do what you want. Do what you want. And if the bride truly says she doesn't care, she means it. So yeah, there you go. Little advice for the day.
I want to thank my sister, my bridesmaid. She really just made the day flow so seamlessly, but also like looked out for my peace. She just protected my peace in ways I like didn't even know I needed it protected.
That's the best.
Yeah. So I'm really, really grateful to my sister and just to my family for all the ways that they contributed to the wedding, financially, emotionally, and physically. Yeah. Carting things around the day up. And then all of my vendors were just so excellent. Everybody like made me feel really cared for. Everybody invested in like understanding my vision for that day. And so I'm really just grateful to all my vendors.
So good. All right. Very good. And then what is next for you now that we're beyond the wedding? We're finally breathing a little bit. What is next in your life?
Well, we bought a house.
Yay.
Really close to my parents, which we're very excited about.
Good.
And we just got like all the furniture and stuff into like a place where we feel ready to host. And so we're just really
That's a big
excited.
step.
Yeah, we're just excited to like keep kind of building our community, having our friends over, spending time with our family. And then I'm about to finish my last year of residency, and I'm going to be one of the chief residents at the VA next year. So I'm really excited to get to spend a little bit of time at the VA hospital in Ann Arbor taking care of the veterans. And so that's kind of what's next for me on the career horizon. And then for us in our kind of like life horizon, just being in our house and spending time together.
Yeah. Finding boredom.
Yeah.
That's good. I am so happy for you. Well, first of all, I'm very proud of you and your career. That's
Thank you.
absolutely incredible and amazing. So good job. If you're a bride yourself listening to this, hearing this perspective from a bride that's just done it and just realizing what?
Yeah, just like so many things that I thought were going to be really impactful to like the beauty of the day and the feeling of the day just didn't matter. I didn't need to be as stressed about them as I was. Like things kind of just come together in the way they're meant to be. I really like believe that. And even if there's imperfection in your wedding day, there's like imperfection in life. You're about to enter an imperfect life with your partner. And so a lot of the things I was stressed about, I just did not need to be stressed about. And thankfully I wasn't on the wedding day, but leading up to the wedding day, like just try to let go of some of the things that just seem to be like eating at your happiness and your peace as you head into your wedding.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. The things that you're going to care about on your wedding day versus the things you care about planning your wedding day are different. Yeah, at least for me, they were. Anyway, okay. Thank you so much, Shannon, for being on the podcast, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, wonderful. I loved those interviews with these two fantastic ladies. If you are interested in being on the podcast, email us. Or if you're a bride that has worked with us and you're like, oh, wait, I can be on the podcast. Yes, ladies, let's get you on the podcast. Just email us letting us know you're interested. We probably will not do another Real Bride series episode until the fall after the season is over. So like November-ish, we'll start recording for those, maybe late October. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for listening. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode has allowed you to approach the world with greater confidence in your own personal style. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out through email or the inquiry form on the website. I hope you are all ready to go and get dressed up. I look forward to sharing more dressing up tips with you in future episodes. Thanks so much.